Hello there, and welcome. Well, yesterday I started my discussion of bosses, school bosses, most especially principals. And today I want to offer you something that I don't usually do, and it's a puzzle. And I'm interested in how you might react to it if you were in the position of a principal or a teacher in the situation. And I present it because it's something I learned about as a fairly young person, but it gives you an idea of how sometimes the position of principal puts you in a difficult area, and so you have to find a way through it. So let's set up the situation. The principal is the principal of a small school in a small town, so not a lot of resources. And it's a rural school, so there aren't a lot of nearby towns available for the students that are going to go there. So you get who you get, both as students and as parents. So in this small town there's a family with 6 children where the father has disappeared and the mother is an alcoholic. The oldest child is a son, and that son is bright and strong and ends up in the position of caring for not only the mother, but the other children in the family. And so he's often late to school because what he does is he gets up, gets the little kids dressed, gets them all ready, their lunches and everything, and they all get on the bus to go to school, and he checks and makes sure that his mother is okay and stays there if she needs help. And then he heads to school later, and so he often gets to school late in the day. You're the principal, and you've learned that this situation is going on. He is failing his first 2 classes of the day because he misses so many of them. Should you get involved? Should you try to do something to help this young man? And if you do, what should you do? This is the question that one principal that I know had to contend with. And I've muddied the water a little bit with some details and left some details out so that it doesn't become, a detective case about who is this and where is this. But this is something that I know a principal had to deal with. So the thing is, if you'll notice, the conundrum is partly about fairness, which I think a principal absolutely has to have. But within that context of fairness, you also have to remember that a principal is dedicated to the idea of fairness in a larger sense. Fairness within the community as well, not just fairness over a single case or a single situation. So if you make an exception for someone, you have to find a way to make that exception available to other people. And that's the big challenge oftentimes for principals, is how do you find your way through this challenge, and how do you make it fair for people involved? I think there is a solution to this problem that could work for lots and lots of students in a lot of different situations if it's simply dealt with in a way that makes it possible for those who need a special situation to find some special assistance. I should add here, the principal involved knows that fostering the kids in this small town is really not possible. So, if the kids are to remain in the school, they're going to probably have to remain with their mother. So, there it is. How should a principal solve this problem? That's it for today. I, of course, am going to try to address this problem next week on Tuesday and present you with another one. Until then, or until tomorrow when I do my reading, I hope you have a glorious day, and I hope you see me again, you gorgeous people.